Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and today we are doing my official Money in the Bank predictions. Yeet! And who do I believe will take home the briefcases in 2024? There's a lot of good candidates in both matches. We'll go over that in just a little bit. But first, join me this Saturday as I will be live streaming Money in the Bank starting at 6:30 Eastern as Money in the Bank kicks off at 7 p.m. on Saturday night. So feel free to hit that like and subscribe button right now and join me this Saturday for my live stream. Now, as far as my predictions for this Saturday, again, it is a WWE Premium Live event, so that means that we have a short card. So, let's go through what we have, and we have one championship match on this card. Well, we have two, but we have one world title match. And I want to start with that one because this, depending on the match order, depending on how WWE does this, is the men's Money in the Bank going to close the show? Is it going to open the show? Is Seth versus Damian going to close the show, leaving the possibility of there being a cash-in? Or are we going to get Cody, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline closing the show, which I will also talk about that in a minute, about how that could lead to a big return from Roman Reigns at the end of the show. But again, that all depends on how WWE shapes the card and decides what's going to open the show and whatnot. But if, let's say, the men's Money in the Bank match happens before this match, and I'm going to talk about first, there is a real possibility of a cash-in. Now, Seth Rollins' surprise return. He came back quicker than everybody thought he would. A lot of people expected Seth to be out a lot longer, but he surprised us a couple weeks ago on Raw, and Damian Priest came out and challenged him to a match for the World Heavyweight title. Seth had said that he was going to go through Money in the Bank, but Damian just said, hey, I'll give you a title shot. So, here we are. Now, I do believe, to me, you could put the title back on Seth and have him go on to face Gunther at SummerSlam, and then you could have Gunther beat Seth, and then that legitimizes Gunther as the World Heavyweight Champion, more so, beating an over babyface like Seth Rollins compared to, say, him facing Damian Priest, who is currently a heel, but could he be but if he does win, could he be a babyface? Because they're teasing a lot of tension in the Judgment Day. Yeah, Damian's trying to keep the peace within the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan gets involved. There's a lot of things going on with the Judgment Day. Carlito is still in the clubhouse playing 2K24. Liv Morgan helped Finn and JD win the tag titles. Liv and Dom can't stop straddling each other on Raw. And so there's a lot of things going on in Judgment Day. Plus, we know Rhea Ripley's going to be coming back soon. So, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. But the big thing here is Seth Rollins said that if Damian loses and he wins the world title, Damian Priest has to leave the Judgment Day. And that prompted Damian to say, okay, I'll go with your stipulation, because the Judgment Day needs me more than I need them. And you can see there's a lot of tension that you could cut with a knife between Finn and Damian, and I wonder if Finn is going to potentially cost Damian the title to essentially kick him out of the group. I think I'm going to pick Damian to retain. I think Damian retains, but I think the Raw after Money in the Bank, I think there's a chance Finn Balor and the Judgment Day turn on him and he gets kicked out of the group anyway. Our next championship match that is happening at Money in the Bank is the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker seems to be going the route of John Cena when he started his career, where he was going for the mid-card title, and John Cena was the U.S. champion. Braun Breaker here is going down the same path, it seems, as WWE is building Braun to be the future of the WWE, and it looks like he could win the Intercontinental title. Now, do I think he is going to win it? No. Because, to me, I think we're going to see either Sheamus get involved, Ludwig get involved, and there might be maybe like a fatal four-way match at SummerSlam between Braun, Sami, Ludwig, and Sheamus. And I think there's just so much possibility that Sami could even win, because Sami could even win via an interference where Sheamus tries to get involved. He costs, Sheamus costs Braun the match, or Ludwig gets involved, and because we know Braun speared the daylights out of Ludwig the last time we've seen him on Raw. But I could also see Braun winning, because if you really want to put him over as a heel, yeah, Sami Zayn, yeah, okay, he's from Montreal, the show's in Toronto, but you know what? Yeah, he's still going to get heavily cheered, so yeah, I mean, you could have him lose here. And again, Sami Zayn doesn't need a long title run, and I thought maybe he should have lost to Chad Gable, but yeah, I'm going to go with Sami Zayn winning by disqualification. I think Sami Zayn wins, retains the title on DQ, and then we'll probably see a fatal four-way between Sheamus, Ludwig, and Braun and Sami at SummerSlam. Moving on to the women's Money in the Bank. Let me get this graphic right back up here. The women's Money in the Bank has a lot of potential good winners in this. Io Sky, she won the Money in the Bank briefcase last year. She could go back to back. It's a real possibility. But you also got some young talent in this match. With Lyra Valkyria, you have Tiffany Stratton. If WWE wants to build around them, this would be a good way to put the briefcase on them. Or good way to build for the future by having that guaranteed title shot. I feel like it's either Chelsea or Tiffany Stratton. Lyra might be a little bit too early. But again, the Money in the Bank briefcase is always kind of favored heels over faces. So that leaves to me Tiffany or Chelsea. So to me, I'm going to go Chelsea Green. Listen, we were in Scotland, Clash of the Castle. We got Alba Fire, Isla Dawn winning the tag titles there. They had their big homecoming win and winning the women's tag titles. I think Chelsea Green, a Canadian, if you have Sami Zayn get destroyed or he gets beat up or whatever, you still at least have Chelsea Green winning and giving the Canadian crowd a good pop. So, yeah, I think Chelsea Green, she fits the Money in the Bank gimmick. I think everything works, and also I think she would make a great champion. So, I'm picking Chelsea Green to win Money in the Bank. The men's Money in the Bank match is intriguing to me, because the one thing I've seen pointed out by other YouTube content creators in the wrestling community is that every person in this match has somebody on the outside that can essentially cost them this match. And My theory about the Wyatt family is, they're targeting Chad Gable, it seems as if, but they could be a swerve. And as much as people want to see Mr. Yeet in the bank, Jey Uso win, I still think that my theory could be right in that they're targeting Jey Uso because they did debut after Jey Uso won his Money in the Bank qualifying match. They also happened to show up last week when Jay and Chad Gable had their confrontation. So, again, because Jay has the Fireflies, I believe that they're targeting him, and I think that takes him out of it. Also, Jay is going to be sucked back into the Bloodline storyline. So you could have the bad Bloodline toss him. Then you look at who everybody wanted to win last year, which was LA Knight. Yeah, but again, I think WWE proved Damian Priest was the right choice. But again, LA Knight seems to be in a feud with Logan Paul, and he seems to be on track for the US title. So, then you got Drew McIntyre, who is involved in this feud with CM Punk. And again, you could have CM Punk come out again, cost him the match, setting up SummerSlam. But then again, what if Drew wins the briefcase and then Punk cost him his cash-in match? What if Drew tries to cash in on Damian or during Damian and Seth match, and then CM Punk cost him the match? So again, there's outside interference from mostly everybody in this match, except for a couple of people, and that's one of them is Carmelo Hayes, who I think you might risk an Austin Theory type of deal where it might be a little bit too soon. But I also like the idea of Chad Gable, which again, I know the Wyatt's family are targeting him, but I believe that it could be a swerve and that they're really going after Jey Uso. So I could see Chad Gable winning. I don't see it being Andrade. And again, like I said, Jay could be taken out by either the Wyatts or the Bad Bloodline. So I'm going to go out on a whim here. I know everybody's going to pick Jey Uso. I'm wearing Jey Uso's t-shirt. And I'm probably going to be overthinking this. But I think we're going to see Chad Gable become Master in the Bank. That is my official prediction. I'm wearing the Jey Uso t-shirt, but I'm going with Chad Gable to win the men's Money in the Bank briefcase. And last but not least, what could be the main event of the show, again, depending on how WWE structures this whole show, is Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens against the Bloodline 2.0, Bloodline imposters, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, if Jacob Fatu is in this match, he's not losing his debut match. So, yeah, Bloodline wins, but the question is, what happens after? Because is Roman Reigns returning Saturday night? Is he going to be there in Toronto? Maybe Solo should make sure Roman's passport is not going... Should maybe hide Roman's passport, maybe? The same thing Drew McIntyre should make sure that CM Punk doesn't have his passport and can't get into Canada. But, again, if you want to pop the crowd and give us a big suspense going into SummerSlam or to close the show, like I think this will do, then you could do Bad Bloodline wins, and then as they're celebrating, Roman music hits, he comes out and we just get a stare down, or he happily joins them and attacks Cody, setting up a rematch from WrestleMania, where it's Roman and Cody at SummerSlam in a WrestleMania rematch. Or Roman returns and he takes out the new bloodline. Or do we at least get Jimmy Uso returning at the very least, because we haven't seen him since he was attacked by the new bloodline after the SmackDown after Mania. So there's a lot of possibilities, especially if you have this close to show, and if you're setting up Solo versus Cody potentially, which is I think where they're going. But again, if you want to have Roman return and he's going to pretend to be buddy with Solo and to be on his side so he can get his rematch with Cody at SummerSlam, there's a lot of possibilities to how you could close this show if this main event. So for me, I think, like I said, I think it all comes down to how they order the match card. Do they want this to be the main event? Do they want the men's Money in the Bank match the main event? Or is it going to be Seth and Damian? Or could they surprise us and have the women's Money in the Bank close out the show? So there's a lot of possibilities here, but again, I think Bad Bloodline wins. And I think it's a question of, does Roman shockingly return on after the match to set up a WrestleMania rematch with Cody? Or does he go right into a feud with the new bloodline? So comment below. What do you guys think of my predictions for Money in the Bank? And once again, I will be here Saturday night at 6:30, live streaming as we get ready to crown new Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Banks. Will we see a cash-in happen on the same night? Will Sami Zayn still be the Intercontinental Champion when it's all said and done? Comment below, and I'll be here on Friday rewriting the entire history of the Money in the Bank contract. Which ones did WWE get right? Which ones did they get wrong? And who should have won? And that's on Friday. Saturday, my live stream. So, again, hit that like and subscribe button today. And I will see you tomorrow for more Ringside Cinema.
Ringside Cinema, living out the dream. Lights down, time to go. Cheers for heroes we know. Ringside forever bold. Wrestling never gets old.